Good evening, ladies and gents. How are we? It is Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here. How are you? Welcome to the show. We are back with another TNGC, which is basically Tuesday night gaming chat. All the latest games coming out this week and also all the latest news. And this week it's a special because we are talking about everything from the EA Play live event. And with me discussing all this for tonight's show is the co-host who knows the most, and that's really catchy now. It's Mr. David Jones. How you doing?
Good evening, sir. How you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thank you, mate.
So we're not going to go. We'll go into more depth later about EA Play and stuff. But did you watch it?
I flicked through it after the fact. I kind of forgot it was on. Then I saw a few highlights of it, and then just went and flicked through the stream to find the bits I was actually interested in, which was two bits I was interested in. The battlefield section, just to see what the Dead Space reveal was at the end.
Yeah.
So we'll go into those more later.
We'll definitely go to that. Jesse, hello, welcome. Yes, it is a new camera. I'm not very happy with it. It looks me, mate. It's just green. It's not great. You can't change the settings on it. I like, me and Dave were talking about this. I like the fact that you can now see the whole studio, which looks really cool. You can't change the color settings, but there you go. Mia's here.
Hey Mia, how you doing?
Sav says, "Hey there, Shrek." I've got to remember the camera's up here now, not down here, so I keep looking over there as well. Hello, Diva. How's it going? Welcome. Yeah, I like the wide shot. Panda, hello, sir. Yeah, what's good, lads? How are you, fella? Good to see you. Everyone, welcome to the show. So no guests tonight. I'm going to hit that. Ta-da!
Everyone's sick of us, are they?
Yeah, no one wants to work with us anymore. You know, we've done 34 shows and they were like, that's it, your career's over. Thanks, bye. Oh, that's a good point. If middle is Shrek, then who is Donkey?
No idea. I have to get a guest in for that.
Yeah, we'll leave that.
I'll get a wig and I'll be Princess Fiona.
I am not making out with you. There you go.
Well, maybe after a few drinks. If you had as many as you did in that stream the other week, then who knows?
That's
you see a thieves drunk one.
It probably happen actually. Oh my god! I just realised everyone will see me next week. Yes, Diva, you are our guest on the show next week. Big face reveal. Dun dun dun. No one's ever seen Diva, so we're not actually sure if Diva is an actual person. Diva could be a robot or another being, but we'll all find out. There you go. Drunk Sea of Thieves was brilliant. Was for you, Mia. Possibly not for me, but there you go. Do you know what? It's funny, actually. Is that stream still my highest rated stream? It probably is. Came very close the other week playing Gang Beasts. It's like now my second highest stream ever. Little Panda's seen. Oh, so he's real then. Diva is real. Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. Anyway, good to have you all here. Thank you so much. I've got too many screens going on. That's the only problem with this new setup. I now have 4 screens. It's like if I didn't have enough originally, we get stuff going on.
Showing off, aren't you?
It's just showing off. Maybe get another 2 in there. But yeah. So we got 10 new games out on pretty much every sort of platform we can talk about. And the first game we have is a game which was out on day one on Xbox Game Pass, but is also available on PC, Switch, and PlayStation. This is a narrative game. This is called Last Stop and is all based around the Piccadilly London Underground. So let's see what this is about. Here we go with the trailer.
Don't stop!
What? This is crazy.
We need to move him. Let's get him inside, out of sight.
Are you a human being? Like me?
Come a little closer.
You two were made for each other.
I just want my body back.
So I feel like I haven't properly explained this. Are you okay travelling to the other side of the galaxy?
I read the brief.
We're making history here, Mina. Resources, technology, culture. This is the next frontier. I'm counting on you, Mina.
All right. I'll get the job done.
This is not your fault. If it's anyone's, it's mine.
I think I've made a terrible mistake.
If you want my help, you only have to ask.
I gave up everything.
Come on, Hughes. This is it. Don't you want to know what's on the other side?
There you go, folks. That is Last Stop, which is literally came out Thursday last week. As a story narrative film. It's actually 7 chapters long, but you get 2 chapters as each story. So there's 3 stories. So there's one story about a group of kids who find an alien being and how they interact with that. There's another story about a lady who's involved with a science experiment, but how the fact that she's basically trying to claw her way to the top of the company, but she's also having an affair away from her husband, so all the stuff with that. And probably the most interesting of stories is where a single parent dad, and his next door neighbour in a flat swap bodies after meeting someone in the tube station. And all the stories converge in the 7th and final chapter. Hello, Lulu. How are you? Welcome. So that's the premise of the story. Dave, your thoughts on this one?
I've been playing it since it came out. I think I'm about chapter 3 so far. Okay. So it's kind of early days in all the stories. So there's certain bits in that trailer that I haven't got to yet, any of the stories. But it seems okay so far. Gameplay wise, it's kind of basic in a way. You mostly just sort of move your character around a scene to certain points. Then there's like dialogue decisions to make. And that is kind of a lot of it, really. Then moves on to the cinematics as it moves the story along. But the story itself and the characters seem quite good. They're holding my interest at the moment. I've seen some comments from people where they've likened the style of the stories to like good Doctor Who episodes. So okay. If you like Doctor Who, then you're probably going to like the stories that they're doing in here. It's quite good the way it's set out as well. It's sort of set out a bit like TV episodes. So when you first start, you get a choice of which of the stories to start with. Yeah. You've got to play the first chapter of each one before you can move on to the next chapter. But you can pick which order to play them in. Yes. Each one gives you a little recap. It's like a TV episode to remind you what's been happening. So it's good. It's a little bit rough around the edges in places. It hasn't got any sort of AAA money behind it. So you'll see a few you'll see a few like animations look a bit iffy. There's a running animation I think that just looks terrible. But you learn to ignore it and see past the roughness. And it seems like quite a good little game so far.
Just quick hello to Fignon. Hello. I know it's 4 a.m. where you are. So have a good night. But thank you for popping in. Appreciate that. I mean, I did said the graphically it doesn't look that amazing. They have said that there's literally the voice acting in it is fantastic. All that the music, the score is all great. As you said, graphically, there's a few bits where there's stuttery animations as well. Like you don't know when the animation's ending and your bit starts, so your character will just stop dead walking, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be continuing." And I don't know how you found, but most narrative games these days, depending on what you say or what you will do, will have massive consequences on the end result. From what I hear and what I'm reading is, it doesn't matter what you do or what you say, you pretty much get the same thing. And I've seen people playing footage where there's a bit you have to outrun a train. Now, obviously, if you don't outrun the train, you think you would die. If you successfully do it, you outrun the train and you move on the stairs. If you don't, you still successfully outrun the train and do it. So it made no difference to the consequences. And there's a scene where you're playing piano. So if you played all the wrong notes, you'd think, oh, it sounds bad. You play all the wrong notes, the guy still says, oh, that was fantastic. What a great song. So there's certain things and the certain dialogues make no difference on the story, which unfortunately does make this a little bit behind some of the other games like Life is Strange, The Walking Dead and stuff.
Yeah, it's still going to have literary playability to it, I would say.
Yeah,
I haven't played it far enough to really notice that, or I haven't replayed any of the scenarios because I've had no reason to. But yeah, it does feel like sometimes some of the choices would just result in the same thing, because you pick one of the options and it just sounds like one of the other ones you've seen, what they're talking about. But that's probably come down to like the budget for the game. Low budget game. It hasn't got the AAA money to just like make all those different scenarios happen.
Yeah.
So they're probably limited what they can do. I did read in one review that there are decisions you can make in the final chapter where I think everything converges into the final part of the story. Decisions there, I think, have weight to them. But earlier on, no, the story's just sort of flowing along. You're doing a little bit of light interaction here and there. So
what do we reckon this scored, chat? For anyone who's watched and not before, Chuck, what you reckon this got scored out of 10? I scoured the internet for all the reviews on these games. Let us know. In come the scores before I ask Dave. Panda's saying a 7. Diva's saying an 8. Jesse's saying a 7. Dave, what do you reckon this got?
I'm going to guess about a 7 for it, because I like it, but I think it'd been a bit rough around the edges, and probably the lack of replayability will probably knock it down.
Okay. I can tell you. Oh, Scruffy Monkey. Hello, Scruffy Monkey. How you doing? Hey, it's Mr. Dawes. He was our guest last week. I'm sure it is. Talk to me. I'm calling you. Stop it. We're having a private conversation. I can tell you we got a 6 out of 10. And another couple of reasons. As I said, the dialogue and everything's that. There's not much replayability. And there's bits where you are walking around a town, and if you're not sure about the camera angle, you can end up walking into invisible walls. Which was
I found that.
You found that as well. There you go. Hello, friends. It is indeed our guest from last week, Mr. Chris Dawes. Good to see you, fella.
How you doing, Chris?
That is Last Stop, out on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Came out last Thursday. Gets a 6 out of 10. A sequel in the making. Our next game. 14 years, this game, until its sequel. So what's the biggest problem? Is it the fact that this game might not be any good, or is it the fact that you can't actually remember what happened in the first game to actually make what happened in the story content relevant? Let's take a look at this. This came out today. This is Neo, The World Ends With You, out on Switch, PC, and PlayStation. Here we go with the trailer. Let us know your thoughts.
Time to show you just how to really play! Oh, you've got to be kidding me!
Please come in. Doesn't taste that bad.
Looks like the action is really heating up.
Hey, do you wanna join us?
Sorry, what? I thought the slime balls came to us because they needed a new home.
Oh, you won't be needing that anymore. Why can't I remember? All you's gotta do is win.
There you go. That's Neo, The World Ends With You, which is a sequel to The World Ends With You from 14 years ago, which was also a Nintendo game. So it's a fighting battle film with Jesus Christ, film shows tomorrow night. Game with different characters. Story continues, adds new characters. I know nothing of this saga at all. I don't know if you know, Dave.
No, and so you put it on the docket for tonight, mate. Not one I've been following at all. Never heard of the original one, but we've been 14 years old. Even if I had, would have long forgotten about it. Doesn't look like the sort of thing I'd really play. Nothing really there appeals to me. The visuals, the fighting. Not what I'm going to jump on. I understand that the premise in the game, you're meant to be taking part in something called, I think, the Reapers games. Some sort of fight you've got to take part in. Your life's on the line. Sort of thing you've probably seen before in stuff like the Running Man, if other things like that. If you lose, you die.
Yeah.
But I think it's what I'll be skipping. How about yourself?
Well, I don't mind my hack and slash games, but when I started reading the reviews of this one, Some people will love this because they're very much into the whole thing with the game for original. A lot of people said they couldn't remember the storylines because they do stuff to certain characters that you kind of go, I think I should care about that, but I can't remember what happened 14 years ago. So it's trouble. The biggest problem they did say, some of the camera angles, again, another game with problematic camera angles, so you can't see what you're fighting or doing. But it's got a killer soundtrack. Gameplay is supposed to be excellent in terms of the action and stuff. But a bigger problem is you actually only control one character out of like the 3 or 4. So it means the others are technically bots. And sometimes you might find you end up losing a level, even though you're doing really well, because the stupid bots just keep running into the areas where the thing would attack. Even though if you pick that character to control, you would not do that, if that makes sense. So there's a few bugs. And there was a game crashing bug in one of the later levels, apparently, when this got read. Everyone brought it up, that basically it threw some bad guys out into an area which is technically like scenery. So you can see them, but you can't attack them because they're out the borders of the game. Which meant they couldn't finish the level. Let's see what people are saying. Ancient Shadow, hello, welcome. Good to see you. Great to see it. Obviously, Scruffy Monkey already said, nah, seen enough, give it a 4. Let's have a look at this. Little Panda says, it's minus, I don't know what it's at, 87656. I don't even know, something billions, trillions minus figure.
I definitely don't like it.
Definitely don't like it. Dave's giving it a 4 out of 10. There you go. Lulu says, doesn't look like my sort of game. Love the anime style to artwork is 10 out of 10 star. However, the gameplay doesn't look great. So 4 out of 10 for me. But I'll give it a 7 out of 10. You feel like you missed a lot. Sorry. No, it's fine. You've only missed one game. This is only our second game. Logical Robot. I take it we are discussing Scarlet Nexus. No, we're not. We discussed that 2 weeks ago. We are discussing Neo, The World Ends With You. Welcome to the show, Logical Robot. I think was Scarlet Nexus?
It was a couple of weeks back. I remember
it was a couple of weeks. God, yeah. We might have even discussed that 4 weeks ago. Damn. Is that how long ago that came out? I don't realise. Hello, Zabs. How you doing? Great to see you. So, Dave, what do you reckon this got scores-wise?
For me, I'd give it about a 6 out of 10, but it's probably going to have a fan base that would score it higher. I'm going to say 6, so I reckon it'd probably go higher. You're
going to go for a 6. Okay. And we've seen a lot of people in the chat not really liking this. So you get a 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
Gets a 7.5. Generally good, but a few bugs in the game at the moment that just cause it to break, which isn't great, but it gets 7.5. And people who love the series are going to love it. And it does say, as I said, has an absolute killer soundtrack. I did like some of the music because it's not your typical JRPG kind of music. So there you go. Oh, Maggie's no longer green, unsubbed. Yeah, I changed the colours back to tell me that it's the only way I can make it not green, but it means I haven't got my branded purple, which is shit. And my purple sleeve shirt now looks blue. But you know what? Fuck it. At least
you look normal.
At least I don't look like the Incredible Sulk. So there you go, because let's face it, I wouldn't like. Oh, yeah, you got that one correct. Nice. Okay. People are guessing. This is good. This is good. Right. Little bit of news. So our first news story of the evening. Hands up in the chat. I know it goes hands up, but you can put an emoji or whatever. If you've tried to get a PS5 and you've had no joy, want to see if anyone or is still waiting to buy a PS5. Oh, there you go. You see, Lulu's got it. Lulu's waiting for a PS5. Panda, Ancient. There you go. Would it annoy you if I told you that there's possibly a brand new PS5 on the way and you haven't even got the original PS5? Diva's like, nope, not tried. Still bloody waiting. So they have said there is a new PS5 digital. Lulu's like, fuck all the way off. No, seriously. Little Panda's, what the fuck? Oh, I know there is. Yeah. So there's a new digital PS5. To be honest, it's not going to be a lot different. It is a slightly lighter console. And it has a slightly different stand on it, which actually means you'll be able to fit it in some home entertainment system blocks, whereas you couldn't before because some people complained that the stand, if you had it upright, didn't fit in. However, it makes no difference to the price. And it is only going to be available in certain regions. So the question is, do we actually care, Dave?
No, not really. As you say, there's no difference to it. It's about 300 grams lighter, which isn't going to make a huge difference to it. It's a heavy bugger. The only thing I read that they might have changed was just one of the internal components. I think they changed one of the internal wireless bits of kit, which I might have just due to shortage of the original component. So they just got someone from somewhere else and whacked that in. And that's about it. Otherwise, it's the same, digital edition that I've got.
Yeah. No,
so you might get some stock of that coming at some point. It's just, they're going to start manufacturing it with this new components in.
And that's the thing.
And send it out.
And the funny thing is, you could end up buying one and you could end up getting one and you're not even going to know the difference.
No, I don't you'd notice at all. Unless you look at the sticker on the bottom that shows you the model number.
Yeah. Nice. Lot of hate for Sony now. Great. I have achieved my plan of world domination for Xbox. No. There you go. But yeah, that's a little bit of news. There you go. I found it quite amusing that they announced that. And I was like, really? Do we care? What was the point of announcing that? At this point, I have better chance at getting the PS6. I think nearly everyone does. Oh, dear. Where's people laughing? Right. More games. This game came out. Shit, I forgot to check. I think this came out on Friday. I didn't actually write the date down. That's the first time I've ever done that. Let's say it came out. It's out now anyway. Dave will probably do a quick Google and tell me what it is while we're playing the trailer. This is combat fighting game, the fifth one in the saga. This is Samurai Warriors 5, which is out on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Let's have a look at the trailer. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. Here we go. There you go. So that is Shadow Warriors 5, folks. A couple of people saying, well, if IGN said so. Yeah, we were talking about them last week. They probably just had another shed load of cash delivered outside their door. Lulu's like, oh, I like the art style of this. Big Jesse said this is looking pretty. So there's been many, I can't pronounce it correctly, but Muzu type fighting games where it's like one against many. I think one of the most recent games to take this format and use it was in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They did a spin-off DLC.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's been quite a few games that mimic it, but obviously Samurai Warriors is one of the first games that use this technique and very kind of different style of fighting game. Dave, have you ever come across any of these or any of similar games that have used this style of play?
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors is the series. It's the same style as you say, and I think it's the Dynasty Warriors that they based the Legend of Zelda ones on. The same company who made the Zelda ones. I've never really played this genre much, to be honest. I did try out the demo they released for the Legend of Zelda one just to see what it was like, and that was okay. You're just fighting big mobs, and then there's a few big boss characters you take on, rinse and repeat on into the next area.
Right.
There's probably more to it than what I played in the demo. If you take the time, but there's loads of moves you can learn, combos you can bring in, increase your points and stuff like that. This one, from what I can see in the trailer, art style looks nice, but it seems to be, it seems to want to be really flashy, didn't it, in the trailer, just showing you all the characters, rather than how the gameplay itself looked. So I couldn't really gauge that. But art style wise, it looks lovely. Lactose,
welcome. Don't worry you're late. Don't worry, it's good to have you here. Scruffy said, reminds me of the old Bushido Blade and Dynasty Warriors, and Logical Robot said exactly the same thing. Yeah, Bushido Blade. But yeah, very, very similar. What do we reckon this got, folks? In the chat, let us know. Dave quite rightly sent me a message. He said it came out today. This came out today. So this is available on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Ironically, not the new consoles. Little Panda's going for a 7.5. Let's see. Get your scores in, folks. What you think that Samurai Warriors 5 has scored. Dave, what are you going to say while we're waiting for some other people to get some scores in?
Well, since IGN liked it, I'm going to guess an 8. They've got good taste, haven't they?
Yeah. Sometimes. And she says I would say a solid 9. Big Jesse 7.5. Scruffy's agreeing with Logical, saying, yeah, great game. But he's a 7.5. Zabs, good night. See you tomorrow. Thanks for popping in. Dave goes for an 8 out of 10. I can tell you, Logical Robot, 6 out of 10. There you go. I can tell you it got a 7 out of 10. So there you go. 7 out of 10. So not our lowest scoring game so far, but not our highest, because literally by 0.5. Can you drown yourself in a litre bottle of Isis? I could drink that. I thought you were going to say like a little litre bottle of brandy or something. I was like, flipping heck, don't do that. But yeah, Isis is all right. Other brands of soft drinks are available. Moving on, our next game. Now, this was a Stadia first, going back in 2020. Do you remember Stadia? No, neither do I.
That. What was it?
What? Is it Stadia? What? No, never heard of it. This came out on Friday. It's now out for everything else. Orcs Must Die free. This is out on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and no, it's not out on Switch. Whoops, my bad. I thought it was out on Switch, but it's not. There you go. The third one in the series. Let's have a look at the dungeon crawling. You got to kill orcs type game, and let's see what everyone thinks. Here we go.
Some war mages prefer to wield mystical weapons. Others might choose to cast ancient spells. And of course, there are those that would conjure magnificent traps. True dilemma is, how will you choose to do it? Because only one thing is ever truly certain.
Orcs must die. It's also the name, right? Not a big spoiler.
There you go. Aux Must Die 3, which came out last Friday. Obviously, this came out on Stadia. I think summer last year. Hello, Joker Girl. How you doing? What we all talking about? Fuck you, autocorrect comes out as Ducky. I love that. Okay, so the graphics and artwork remind me of a game called Knack and Knack 2. I love those games. Anything with a deep voice talking, I'm killing. I'm there. Got a Fortnite feel to it. Me, all in all, I would say 7 out of 10. So, Orcs Must Die 2, which I think was 2015, I think. If I've got that wrong, sorry, please correct me. And you basically go around killing all sorts of different monsters, different types of orcs, and you set traps and lay traps, and that's the idea. And then you rinse and repeat and move on to the next castle, etc., etc. So this is the third one in it. Doesn't bring back much new characters in this one. They only brought one new type of enemy from the last game, so you would have thought they'd bring something new into it. But they're still saying it's a pretty fun game. Dave, is this something you would try?
It's something I'd try. It just looks like the sort of game that'd be perfect for Game Pass for me. It's not one that I'd rush out and buy. But if it pops up on Game Pass, and if it had the option for multiplayer as well, it'd probably be a good game to play with friends. If it's got that option to let you, go in, set traps, kill the orcs, it could be good fun for a bit. But I can't see it having a huge amount of longevity to it. It looks like a sort of game, once you've played it for a bit, you've probably seen most of what it can actually do. But at least it's now out on proper platforms and can actually find a decent audience.
It did do quite well for Stadia when it came out, and generally they said it did run really well. And now it's out on everything but Nintendo Switch. But yeah, a lot of people saying giving it a 7.5. I'd give it a Game Pass go. It's not on Game Pass, just to let you know, yet. It might appear, but it's not on yet. So a couple of people said 7.5. Mr. Dawes says 7 out of 10. Dave, what are you going for?
I'm going to go for 7.
Okay. Anyone else want to have a guess at this, what this scored out of 10? Joker Girl also said everyone's going for 7s. Okay. All right. Well, I can tell you now, you're all Big Jesse's going for a 6. There you go. I can tell you it did get a 7. 7 out of 10. Genuinely good fun, great game. Just a shame that they're on the third one and they've only added one different enemy type like 5 years on from the game. But it's still good fun. So that is Orcs Must Die 3, which came out last Friday. Logical Rope was saying a 6.5. D was going to 7.5. Out on PS4, Xbox One, PC. And that is there for you to play. Next bit of news. So, cast your minds back to 2017, E3. And there was a game announced off the back of Assassin's Creed, which originally started as development as an Assassin's Creed DLC. But then they turned it into something else. And that game announced in 2017 was Skull and Bones. And loads of people were like, oh my God, what's this? This looks amazing. This is a pirate simulator. We've not seen anything like this before. Bearing in mind that the following year at E3, Sea of Thieves was announced. So this was even before. That game disappeared into obscurity until this week. Ubisoft have confirmed that Skull and Bones has finally entered the alpha part of the game. It has not been pulled. It is working. And it's called Skull and Bones, The Hunting Grounds. That is the official title of the game. I'm not pulling your leg, Ancient. It is happening. They've got it through to alpha. Now, the interesting thing is most games that would have been this long much of development hell would normally have got chopped by now. And Ubisoft have not cancelled it. Now, some of you might be going, oh, well, that's very good of them. Well, actually, no. It's to do with the fact that actually Ubisoft Singapore's studio are legally bound by the government of Singapore to finish this game because the government of Singapore invested in it. So as long as they're continuing to make it, the government of Singapore are putting money into it. So Ubisoft can't cut the game. This is totally true. This is not bullshit. Logical Robot, yes, 8 years to reach alpha, and they have to make it. There has been some footage. It has become very different to the game that we saw back in E3 all those years ago, 5-6 years ago. But it is starting to look good, and we should start getting to hear about more info about it later this year into early next year. But do you want to know how much they've spent on development so far?
Go
now,
on.
Dave, did you look at my notes or did I not tell you this? Because if not, I'll get you to guess.
You didn't tell me.
Okay, good. Dave can have a guess and the chat can guess. How many millions do you think that Ubisoft has spent on this game that's been in development hell that is eventually going to come out? Let's have your answers in the chat. Joker's rage. Rage, I need it. No, it's millions. So you said 2 billion, so you're way off. But I like your enthusiasm, Ancient. I like your enthusiasm.
How about 15 million?
You're going for 15 million. Diva has gone for 30 million. $1 million, says Logical Robot. Don't even care. Take all the money. Ancient Shadow says 2 million. Scruffy says 20 million. Any more guesses? I love this. I don't even know what that is, Jesse. Jesus Christ. 21 million is that? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. For real now. 1 million. It's 21 million. I'll tell you what, Jesse. You're the closest, but you're still miles off. It's 120 million pounds has been put into this game.
They're going to make it all back with microtransactions.
Possibly.
Why else would you bother?
120 million. Wow. God help us. So, Skull and Bones. It's going to happen. Whether it's good, who knows? But I'm sure we'll cover it on this show. There you go. Next game. I know Mr. Dawes has downloaded this today. This literally came out today. This is a game that a lot of people on Xbox have been waiting for. And I use the term game, but technically it is a simulator. It looks absolutely beautiful. I know Dave has played this on the PC. But we're going to show you the trailer for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It has finally made it to Xbox. Let's have a look at the trailer, see what you think. Here goes.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Ooh, yeah.
There you go, Microsoft Flight Simulator, which came out today on Xbox. Dave, you've played this on PC. What are your thoughts? Oh, and also, Logical Robot, thank you for the follow. I missed that. Thank you very much. I keep looking over there. The camera's there. I need to get used to this. Damn new technology. All yours, Dave.
I've played it on the PC. I downloaded it on the Xbox as well. I had a quick blast on it earlier just to see what it was like, how it compared. It does look really good on the Series X. Graphics-wise, it looks fantastic. It wasn't too bad playing it with the controller. I've got a flight stick for the PC, which makes it a little bit easier, just with all the extra buttons on there. But just using the controller was okay. I did find I needed to plug a mouse into the Series X to help navigate around some of the menus. That didn't seem hugely intuitive the way it was doing that. But I had a quick fly around Bora Bora, New York. It looked and ran really well. The one thing I did notice though is it's 100 gig to install the base game. I think I didn't have about a 27 gig patch before I could even play it after it came on 4 o'clock, so I had to wait for that to finish. And then because it's had 5 world updates since it released, those aren't installed by default. People might not realise, but you've got to go into the marketplace. There's a tab in the marketplace for the world updates, and then there's 5 to download there, which total up to 30 gig to fill your hard drive.
Is that free though? Are those updates free?
Yeah, the world updates are free, but you've got to go and purposely install them. They don't get put on by default.
So the game is technically over 155 gig at the moment then?
Well, the 27 gig I had earlier to launch, that might have rolled over within the 100 gigs. So I might just be replacing files. So it called it about 130. I'd have to go and look at the management on the Series X to see what it was taking up, but at least 130 at the minute, I'd say, with all that.
Damn.
And there's more world updates to come, but they're worth installing because they do tart up quite a lot of places.
And I mean, Chris, Mr. Dawes, our guest last week, was saying It's hard. The learning curve on it is steep, apparently.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Once you get used to it, you can do it, but you'll end up crashing lots.
It's worth going through the tutorials, definitely, because there's so. I mean, you can set it how you want. You can make it as easy as you want. You can have the AI fly the plane, or you can just turn off all the assists, learn how to control the plane, fiddle all the dials, and get into the proper full-on sim of it.
Yeah.
But it just depends what you want out of it.
True. Very true. Now, bearing in mind, when this came out on PC, this got probably one of the highest rated games of recent times. This nearly got we've never rated it on this show, but it pretty much got 10 out of 10 across the board. So what do we reckon this got for the Xbox version? So chat, let us know your thoughts. Give us a score for this. Dave, your thoughts on the game overall?
I'm going to guess it probably got a 9 overall.
Okay. Logical Robot says, Eurogamer called it occasionally clunky on console, but it will get updates along PC from now on. So Ancient's going for an 8. Jesse says a 10. Scruffy says 9.5. Any more scores to come in? Otherwise, I'm going to announce. It gets an almost near perfect. Logical Robot's going for an 8.7. 9 out of 10. So not quite as good as the PC version, but still a bloody good simulator / game by all means. So definitely worth checking out. That is Microsoft Flight Simulator, which came out today on Xbox. And if you've got Xbox Game Pass, it is free. What's not free is the massive hard drive that you will need to play it on. Our next set of games, a collection of games, again, made famous by Nintendo. And they've stuck a load of games together for this one. This is, some people love these games. I know it's got quite a thing. And obviously, a lot have come up with the catchphrase, Objection! Which is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which came out today on PlayStation 4, Switch and PC. Let's check out the trailer and see if you object to this next game. Here we go.
Objection! I will become a lawyer. I have to. The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Objection!
The Nipponese are a truly fascinating breed.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage! The prosecution refuses to accept this decision.
Now, let us engage in the art of deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. So everyone, let us begin. Pollock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Hold it! Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense.
It really is a dream come true.
I have faith in you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, as a lawyer and as a friend. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go and cuts down anything that's in my way.
The tea's brewed, and I have some freshly baked biscuits as well. Iris Wilson is proud to present her Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
I begin to think, Wilson, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover.
So there you go, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So basically taking it back to where it all began, if you care. Hello, Godgrim, great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that, dude. Hope you're well. I've never played any of these, but I've seen people playing them and they do enjoy the whole thing. Now, it's not an action game. It is a game where you basically listen to people's testimonies and stuff, and then you go, no, that's bullshit. you know, if I'd say the closest thing it ever came to was LA Noire, where you had to study what people were saying and then pick up on certain details and clues and go, yes, that's correct, or no, they're lying. But obviously it's done in a Japanese style anime thing. Dave, your thoughts on Ace Attorney in general, as well as this new game?
It's a series I've never been interested in. I don't think I had a DS when they were originally out on there. So, yeah, I completely skipped past it. I know they got a big following. They're meant to have some quite decent sort of murder mystery stories. They look quite fun and over the top, really. Like your usual boring courtroom stuff. Completely over the top Japanese stuff going on in that. It looks all right. I mean, I think with this one, it's 2 games rolled into one, isn't it? It's releases in outside Japan for these 2 for the first time.
Yeah.
So it's probably a lot of people who like Ace Attorney, who've never played these ones, who'll probably quite pick them up and enjoy them. Not for me, but a lot of people will get something out of them.
There you go. Might be good for a nice laid back stream, Joker Girl says. I'm sure people who like this crap will give it an 8.5, but it's a free from me. What else scores, people? What do you reckon for the Ace Attorney? Oh God, I can't even say it. The Great Ace Attorney Adventures. I was going to say Chronicles then. That's a completely different one. But there you go. Dave, what do you reckon this scored?
Oh, it's probably got something like I'm going to guess a 7 out of 10. I'd give it lower, but I'm going to guess a 7
out of 10. Ooh, Ancient's going to say a 10 out of 10. Now, bearing in mind, we have never had a 10 out of 10 on this channel yet. So we'll see. Bring back Broken Sword, Logical says.
A good series.
Yeah, was a good series. 4 out of 10, says Scruffy Monkey. I can tell you, if no one else is going to put any guesses in the chat, it got an 8 out of 10. Dun, dun, dun. So that's probably good. A lot of people miss Broken Sword. I'm one of them. It was a very good game. It's games like that we want remade, not things that we're going to talk about later on, which I don't think needs a remake. But anyhow, there you go. So there you go. 6.4 out of 10. Oh, you're getting really logical. 6.4 out of 10. So close. So close. I know, but there you go. So there you go. That is the Great Ace Attorney Adventures out today on PS4, Switch, and PC. Another news story. So Amazon, some of you may know or may not know, have started making their own games. And one of those games that I think is still currently in beta, if I've got this correct, Dave, is New World.
Yeah, that's right. It's an MMO they're working on.
Yeah.
Been working on for quite a long time.
This is their big Amazon kind of launch into gaming with a big MMO project called New World. And some people got their hands on the beta and they'd got their super duper PCs. And some of these people were those lucky people that had got their hands on the rare, like rocking horse shit, NVIDIA RTX 3090 graphics cards, to find out that the game caused the GPU to freeze and crash and cause problems for the GPU.
In some cases, it completely fried the GPU. Just rendered it unusable.
Absolutely tanked it. So, I mean, there's 2 things here. One, the game's only in beta. Wouldn't you be pissed about the fact that you got a game that's just fried a GPU? The second thing is those graphics cards are an absolute arse to get at the moment. They're sought after mine. And scalpers, you bastards, are selling them for ridiculous amounts of money at the moment. So there's 2 reasons to be pissed off. What are your thoughts on this, Dave? Oh, and by the way, TV Limit says, good old Dave. Hello, TV Limits. Good to see you.
It's a shame it's happened to those cars. From what I was reading, it was just a particular brand. It was the I think it was the EVGX brand of RTX 3090 that was having the issue. It's probably just one of those just weird things that's just caused it. That card obviously hasn't had a problem in tons of other games that are out at the moment, but there's just something in New World. There was some thought that because the frame rate is completely uncapped in the menus, that was just causing the card to just keep processing to the point where it just probably went past probably failed to do some sort of automatic prevention to stop itself from blowing up. Just some weird combination that just caused it. You wouldn't find it anywhere else. Wouldn't find it with any other brands or models of the cars. Just this one had an issue. But from what I have been reading, I think it's EVGA. They are being good and are replacing the cars for the people that have had them fried.
Right,
So that the people aren't completely snookered, having to go and try and get one off scalpers. They're getting it replaced. Manufacturers, they're swapping it out for them, which is good. Unfortunately, it happened. Amazon haven't sort of taken any blame, but they have apparently patched the frame rate into the menus now, just in case.
Right, okay. Yeah, there's going to be a few people that are going to be not too happy about that, I think. But, I mean, the other thing is anyone that fussed about this new game that Amazon's coming out? Because
doesn't bother me, but then again, I don't play MMOs. So I wouldn't bother with it at all.
I guess if people are looking for something that's going to be like the next big,
it's like the next big world. I was going to say that one. People who've played that to death, looking for something new, perhaps bigger, fancier graphics, they might go and have a look at this. It's just unfortunate if you had that card and it fried it.
Yeah. Yay! I'm going to play the beta. Oh, I've just lost my computer for the rest of my life. But there you go. Well, not the rest of your life, just for probably a considerable amount of time while you're waiting for the parts. It's probably going to take a long time to get those parts back. So there you go, folks. Our next game is if I've got this right, a war game, which came out also today on PC. Let's have a look at Hell Let Loose. Let us know in the chat what you think of this one. Here we go. There you go. Hell Let Loose. Which came out today. Now, there's been a lot of war games recently. The most recent one, which came out a couple of months ago, I think around about March time we talked about in this program, was Enlisted, which is technically still in its beta phase, and I've seen a lot of people streaming that. This looks pretty decent. I have enjoyed streaming Battlefield 4 and 5. This looks something special. What do we think about this one, Dave?
I think it looks very nice graphics-wise. It couldn't fault that in the trailer at all. I think if you like stuff like the Battlefield games, where it is the big-scale battles, lots of troops around, lots of vehicles to take control of, then you're probably going to enjoy this one. It's probably going to have a slightly more realistic bent than the Battlefield games. They're probably edging more towards the arcadey side of things.
Yeah,
this is probably going to be a bit more realistic. It's what I quite fancy playing. I might have a look and see how much it is. Might have a jump into it. One of the things this has got compared to, say, Battlefield is it has an option where someone can play as a commander and issue orders out via a tactical map. Because I think you've got you're meant to play together. Really, you're not meant to go in lone wolf. You're meant to play as a squad and go and capture points. So your commander will tell you where to go. You can choose to ignore him if you want, or you can go do what he tells you to, catch the points, try and move the battle forward across the map.
Nice. A couple of people are already coming in with 9 out of 10s. A lot of people liking this in the chat, which is good to see. I mean, I I would give this a go, definitely. This looks great. Hello, Zenkai. Good to see you. This might be a good time to say as well, if you're enjoying this show tonight, Zenkai and me are doing our brand new monthly show where we review all the films. Well, I'll say all the films, not all the films because that's not possible, but majority of the films that have come out that month, plus some extra films that we've watched just generally. So literally tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, Zenkai and Mag go to the movies. Check it out. We'll be talking about everything from Black Widow to Fast 9 to the 3 Fear Street films and much more. So please do tune in tomorrow with me and my co-host Zenkai. That will be tomorrow night. Hello, Skyhawk. How you doing? Zenkai said an 8. Logical Robot is saying an 8.5 out of 10. So I can tell you it got an 8 out of 10.
Pretty good.
Which is pretty damn good. So that is out today on PC. Go check it out. That is Hell Let Loose. Another game which came out a little bit while back, actually Wednesday last week. More stuff. If you weren't happy with Pokemon Snap, then this might fill that gap. Didn't realize that was going to rhyme, but there you go. Might as well do something. This is going to be Pokemon Unite, which came out on Wednesday the 21st. Let's have a look at that. There you go. So that came out last week. That is Pokemon Unite. What is going on with my stream? That's weird. My preview button says stream's gone dead. Damn. Oh, we're back on. Yeah, we're back on. I don't know what happened there, Zenkai.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Did that happen before, did it? I did not notice that. Has that happened before? Logical Robot. Did the stream go dead before? I did not notice that on my stream preview. Stream down. Oh, some people are going, oh, stream down now. So that shows you how far back they are. It was literally for about 4 seconds, I think. Yeah, it happened before, literally for 5 seconds. That's really weird. So that's something, that might be something from StreamYard's end rather than ours. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Yes. Oh, thanks for letting me know, Logical. That's, oh God, bloody hell. Okay. Second time. All right. It's definitely not us because we're still live going through that. I think that is an issue with StreamYard, which is the software I use for the talk show. So just bear with us. If it disappears, I'm sure we'll bounce back. So there you go. New Pokemon game. I'm not a Pokemon fan. Dave, no, you're not really a Pokemon fan, but do you think this is going to grab people?
Oh, I'm absolutely sure it'll grab people because of the name. Yeah, people see Pokemon, they'll just go and grab it and play it. It's probably a bit different to some of the other ones that come out in the past. This is one of those MOBA type games where it's 2 teams of 5 players battling it out. I think you've got to battle wild Pokemon on the map, and whichever team gets the most points at the end from capturing the wild Pokemon wins that one. The one thing that puts me off this game is the fact it's free to play, so you know it's going to have microtransactions in there, and they're probably going to be awful. So watch out for that if you do play it. Hopefully, it won't be too shameless in the way it pushes those transactions at you. I know some games are meant to be awful. I read that. Was it Witcher Monster Hunter ones? Apparently meant to be awful for doing that. Yeah. So hopefully this one won't be too in your face, especially because it's going to be more aimed at kids. Hopefully it won't do that sort of stuff. One thing I read earlier I thought was interesting was when the announcement video for this was put on the Pokemon Company's YouTube page, it was their most disliked video ever on their page. So much so that they took it off and put it back on to get rid of all the dislikes that were against it.
Wow.
I don't know if it was because of the type of game, because it was free to play, or because sometimes people are expecting something better. If like they get an announcement, it's going to be like a big Pokemon announcement, and they get told it's a shitty free to play game.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck you, then dislike.
Oh, that's annoying.
They took it off and reposted it.
Ooh, damn. So what do we think this got then? Chat, let us know. What do you think this new variation of Pokemon gets? Dave, what do you reckon this is?
I'm going to guess it's probably got an 8 out of 10 because it's Pokemon. For me, though, because it's like, free to play microtransactions. I think I'd join, the 0 out of 10 club for this one.
Moonlight. I don't think Moonlight's here tonight, unfortunately, but we're missing her 0 out of 10 reviews. Personally. Man, that's what we need. We need more 0 out of 10s. Well, it's getting a load of crap scores here. Scruffy saying 1 out of 10. Big Jesse 3 out of 10. Ancient Shadow 2 out of 10. Well, it didn't get anything really high, so you can't say, but it still got a 7 out of 10. But there you go. 7 out of 10. Pokemon Unite out on Switch, came out Wednesday last week. A little bit, I know, Ancient. Wow indeed. Little bit of news, which is a little bit annoying actually. Anyone who likes these particular game houses may not like them for much longer. But Activision Blizzard has officially been sued by the California government because of the way that they are treating their female employees. This has been a long courtroom battle. There's been everything from sexual harassment to poor pay. So females get paid way less than the male employees. And also lower opportunities. So if people were passed up for review if they were female. So can you believe in this day and age, a big gaming company like Activision were basically fucking over the lady employees in their business, which is totally disgusting. I don't know how much they've been sued for, but there's a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go into some of the stories because I've listened to some of the stories and they're just absolutely disgusting as what has happened to some of the people that work there. But some of the other things that were going on and accounts that were recorded in the court case, a lot of the male employees were encouraged to get shit-faced while at work and basically, throw themselves at some of the women or basically turn up hungover and do less work. So it's just some really shitty behaviour. So all I'm going to say is, fuck you, Activision again. Just like I said, fuck you to CD Projekt Red. I don't really play Call of Duty games, so I don't give a fuck. But I hope that your share prices, I hope that your fucking games basically fall apart. And basically, I hope you get absolutely slated for this shit because treating people like that is not fair. Everyone's supposed to be equal on this, and that is just fucking gender inequality, and it's bang out of order. So go fuck yourselves, Activision. That's my message for you. Dave, your thoughts on this one?
Oh, I agree with you, mate. I mean, you said, should we be surprised this happens this day and age? I think, unfortunately, yeah. You can't be surprised because it's happened. A number of other companies, Ubisoft, had loads of things come out a few months back. Other game companies have. It's a bit sad that it still happens. It really shouldn't. All the companies need to just pull the finger out, get trapped together, and treat everyone fairly.
Yeah,
that's what they need to do.
We've seen it. I think we discussed it on the show last week with Chris, saying about the fact that Ghostwire Tokyo has been pushed back. But one of their big points of pushing it back, which I actually, for fair dues here, was our staff and their well-being comes first before hitting deadlines. And I was like, finally, someone who's listening.
Oh, that's the way it should be. I'd rather not play a game knowing you've worked your staff half to death, which has sadly been the case with quite a few of the big titles like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
You heard some horrible stories about that one. I think, was it Last of Us 2? I think they had a lot of crunch finishing that one off as well. Fortunately, some of the big studios just seem to treat people like cattle. Don't really care about their well-being, just force them to work awful hours. Don't know how people can keep going. I mean, obviously some of them can't. They have problems from it. It's not good.
I mean, here's an idea, folks. If you're a game developer, I know it takes a lot of time to make a game, and I get that. And sometimes you've got big teams, small teams. Hell, there's been some games made by one person. Here's an idea. why not estimate your date of release way further than you actually think you can do it?
Yeah, don't tell us about it.
Yeah, don't tell us about it.
Out.
Because then that way, if you do get delayed, you're still probably going to hit the target that you set in the first place. And if you think, oh, actually, we've done the alpha, we've done the betas, we've done the testing, it's going to come out, you can go, surprise, it's coming out a year early, and you might actually look a lot better than these bunch of wankers that are causing all the issues. So I don't know why I keep dropping my pen. Sorry about that. It makes it on the desk. Nearly blows my ears out of my earphones as well. So, yeah, there's an idea, people. Try that. I might, you know, it's not fucking rocket science, is it? Has no one else suggested this method of, you know, we're going to release this game in 2025 and it comes out in 2023? Bonus. I don't know. They'll probably think I'm crazy. People are calling me crazy. Excuses for that shit game, fellas. Yeah, it's bad. It's a shame. It's a bad business model. All the good game devs will move to the ones looking after their staff. Yeah, true. And then those game devs are the ones that deserve the staff because they look after their staff. You're going to email all the big game devs now with a clip of that. Do it. Do it. Put it on social media. If I ever get trending on Twitter, then my work here is done. Probably not, actually. Probably going to be ranting at something else like I always do on this show. But there you go.
Rant, don't you?
I like a good rant. Why not? You know, as I say, it's my show. I can do what the fuck I want. There you go. As long as I don't get closed down by Twitch. Please don't close me down, Twitch. I'll be fine. Let's move on to our last two games of this evening. Twitter, do you remember that? Yeah, I know. So much so that I always keep calling Twitter Twitch. I get them confused, which is really bad. That's how much I remember it. How must work with deadline-driven businesses and cope? I know. It's very true. I used to have a very deadline-driven business, and now I just don't give a shit about it. So there you go. There you go. But there you go. So what we got? Oh, Discord, thank you for the bits. The not like this bit. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Moving on to our last two games before we move on to the main segment of tonight's show, which is all talking about the EA Play Live. This next game is again a reboot, and they've even put that into the name of the title, of a much beloved shooter, which I don't remember, but it might bring back some memories for some people. This is the Cotton reboot, which is out on PS4. This actually came out Tuesday last week, but we didn't have review scores for it, so we didn't review this. But it's out there now. Let's have a look at this. See what you think, folks. If you always fancy a crazy shooter, here's one for you. There you go. That is the Cotton reboot. Oh, it's also out on Switch. I did not know that. So it's come out on Switch as well. I'd only got it down out for PS4 when it came out last week, but out on Switch as well. As you can see, side-scrolling, absolute mayhem. Scruffy Mode says, stop making this shit! Stop it. Stop it with the remakes. Yes, I love it. It reminds me of the PS1 Dragon Ball games. I'm going to say an 8 out of 10. Big Jesse says, what the monkey said. There you go. Dave, is this your kind of thing? I'm going to tell you, this would grab me, actually, because I do like those kind of madcap shooters. Even going back to the good old days of R-Type, even if it is a girl on a broomstick, I'd give this a shout. What do you reckon?
Well, when I was trying to look it up earlier, because when you put it down in the message you sent to me earlier, you called it Cotton Rabbit. So when I was searching for that on Google, I was just getting pictures of cute bunnies, so I didn't know what the hell the game was we were looking at. Now I see it's Cotton Reboot, so you can probably thank also correct for that one. But it's not the sort of thing I'd play. I'm not a fan of those sort of, bullet hell type, side-scrolling shooters. They're not for me. I know people love stuff like, the R-Type series that we've looked at recently. There's plenty like that. They have a big following. So I'm sure some people will love it, especially since this is a reboot of an existing game. It's obviously got a good fan base, so we'll get into it. For me, I don't know, probably about 6 out of 10 game for me.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting because Scruffy Monkey literally just put 6 out of 10 as well. So there you go. Mr. Newton, good evening, sir. How are you? Good to see you. Cotton Rabbit. I know. I need to.
Could have been worse, couldn't it?
Bloody hell. Did I really type that? I couldn't send you an email, so I had to send you a text with it on. So that's probably why it ballsed up. I did. Cotton Rabbit. You're not going to see that at all on the thing, but it's there. It exists. Proof. You can't read it, but it's there. It's there. Bloody hell. Cotton Rabbit. Who would have thought? Oh, dear. Oh, God, if you're here, I'm going back in 2 minutes. No worries. Well, so lots of people going for 6 out of 10, 8 out of 10s. I see. Anyone else want to have a guess at what Cotton Rabbit, let's call it, Cotton Rabbit Reboot got? Better name, we think. What do you reckon? Give us your shouts out, and I will say, I'm going to literally give this a couple of seconds. You told me to switch off, so I'm watching the Mag Show. Nice one. Thank you. Next week, Mag sends us a list to Dave and sneaks in a dodgy game named to Yeah.
I'm going to see some terrible things, aren't I?
Yeah, there's going to be some terrible things. Yeah, it's going to be shock horror. We'll see. I could tell you that's got a 7 out of 10. A lot of 7s tonight. A lot of 7s out of 10. But yeah, Cotton Reboot. Better if it was called Rabbit. Gets a 7 out of 10. Out Tuesday last week on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Our final game review of tonight. Let's have a look at this one. This actually came out a while ago. This came out 2 Fridays ago. I've only just managed to get some of the reviews. This came out on PS5. And this is called, if I can click the button, Within the Blade. Here we go. Always a good start when it says intense violence, blood and gore. Let's go. There you go. So it's out now for PlayStation, and that is coming to Switch and Xbox. Scruffy's got to go. Cheers, dude. Good to see you. 8 out of 10. Looks good. Mind you, this is PlayStation 5 graphics, man. This is what you get. PlayStation 5 graphics, and this is what you get. But, it's like Terraria, but with ninjas. I know. This looks fun. Probably waste an afternoon on it. I'm saying, Ancient Shadow says 9 out of 10. I saw Discord has just posted. It's been announced on Facebook that Jackbox Party 8 is coming this fall. Whoop, whoop. We knew there was going to be a new Jackbox game, but we didn't know. So that's obviously just groundbreaking news. So nice one. Thank you for that, Discord. I'm looking forward to that. As soon as that comes out. There's been a Jackbox game every year for the last 7 years. So looking forward to how that goes. Dave, your thoughts on this? A bit of ninja hack and slash 8-bit action?
Yeah, it looks quite cool. It's gone for that sort of pixel art style. It reminds me a little bit of, I think it was Katana Zero. That it's a similar side-scrolling samurai game, but in a modern setting. That came out on Game Pass not too long ago. And that's the same sort of thing, go go through the levels, take out the enemies. It was good fun. I can see myself spending a bit of time with this one. As it's got that added stealth element, it might be a bit similar to another game called, I think it was Mark of the Ninja. I think it came out quite a few years ago. That was quite a good sort of stealth one, where you could like hide in the shadows and pop out, attack your enemies. So if this has got a good mix of those two games, I think this could be good fun. As someone said in the comments, you could happily piss away an afternoon on it, just having a great time.
I definitely would play this, despite the graphics being like that. But
graphics aren't everything. As long as the gameplay is good.
Gameplay's good.
Awesome.
I would really happily give this a good go. I like the fact you can just slash through people instantly. However, what do we reckon this got score-wise? Lots of scores coming in here. 8 out of 10s. Scruffy said 8. Ancient says 9. Dave says 8.5. So a lot of people are liking this. But what do you reckon, Dave?
I like the look of it as well. I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay. Discord says a 7. Discord is probably the closest to it because it gets a 6.
Only a 6, surprising.
Only a 6, fortunately. So it's not our lowest scoring game, but it's on par with the first game that we reviewed this evening. 6 out of 10. So that is Within Blade. So ladies and gentlemen, recap of the games that we talked about tonight. We've got Last Stop, which is your animated adventure, all based around a Piccadilly tube station line, out on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Came out last Thursday, gets a 6 out of 10. Neo, The World Ends With You, the long-awaited sequel for some people for 14 years on Switch, PC, and PlayStation, came out today, got a 7.5 out of 10. The fifth in the saga of Samurai Warriors 5 on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, which also came out today, 7 out of 10. The originally Stadia exclusive, but now out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, Orcs Must Die 3, which came out on Friday, got a 7 out of 10. Microsoft Flight Simulator, the beautiful, beautiful, but very large game for your hard drive, came out on Xbox today, gets a 9 out of 10. The Great Ace Attorney Adventures, talking about where it all began, out on PS4, Switch, and PC, came out today, 8 out of 10. The Wars first-person shooter out on the PC, Hell Let Loose, also out today, 8 out of 10. Another Pokemon game, which not many Pokemon fans actually like, came out last Wednesday on the Switch. Pokemon Unite gets 7 out of 10. Cotton Reboot, the Mad Shooter remake, out on PS4 and Switch, came out Tuesday last week, gets 7 out of 10. And from 2 Fridays ago, Within the Blade, out on PlayStation 5 and soon to be on Nintendo Switch and Xbox, gets a 6 out of 10. There are your games for this week. We'll have more games for you next week. Our final bit of news before we come to our main content. So last week, Mr. Dawes, who has now left us, who was our guest on the show last week, we talked about a game called Death's Door, which is the game where you basically play a Reaper Crow going around. Now, this was an Xbox and PC exclusive, but did not go to Game Pass. Now, I've already told Dave how many copies this has sold. So let me just set this again, just to say, this was a day one exclusive for Xbox, did not go to Game Pass. So people have bought this. It has become a big success. It got good reviews, even though I know our guest and even Tunes, who was my co-host, weren't too sure about it, but was getting generally 9 out of 10s. How many copies do we think this has sold in its first week since it came out? Let me know in the chat. We are talking thousands of copies. How many thousands of copies do we think this sold? Dave, I will start with you, and then we'll see if the chat will have some guesses.
Well, I know, so do you still want me to guess?
Oh, no, yeah, that's a good point. I did say I told you.
You told me. Yeah.
Did this surprise you, though? All right, then, while we're waiting for guesses in the chat, did this surprise you? Because I know you weren't on the show last week, but I'm guessing you checked some of it out. It's in the thousands, mate, so you're way, way too high, Ancient.
Yeah, well, it's a game I hadn't heard of. But look, I watched it in the show last week, and I've seen a couple of reviews since. It does look like a really good game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is surprising sometimes when these indie games come out of nowhere and do well. But it's good that they do well, because then, we get more of them Because you can get a bit bored and fed up with these big AAA releases that just don't want to let go of your time. They just want to drag you in and hold you forever in the fucking game and never let you out. You start to get these little games that will just take your attention for like, I don't know, 10, 15 hours, maybe a bit less, and then just give you a good time and let you go and do something else. So I'm glad it sold well. I like the look of it. I might have a play of it at some point.
I did. I think what's interesting, last week, I was the only one out of the three of us that actually was like, yeah, I want to play this. It didn't grab Chris and it didn't grab Tunes either. But we've had some guesses. Ancient's gone for 10,000. Discord has gone for 133,000. Logical has gone for 70,000. Discord is closest. It's a little bit high. It was 100,000, just over 100,000 copies sold in the first week. So it's gone down really well. There is a thing that it will probably get to Game Pass at some point, but probably not for about 6 to 12 months. But I think that's brilliant to see another indie game doing so well. Discord's like, bloody hell. Yeah. And she's like, damn. So there you go. Death's Door, folks, came out last week. Give it a try. If you fancy it, you are going to buy it. It's getting rave reviews, and the proof's in the pudding because it's selling really well, and the response from the people that are buying it, they're really enjoying it. So there you go. Moving on to our main bit of the show tonight. Obviously, when there are new showcases, we try to cover all the latest showcases. Again, EA was not at E3. We knew that from the beginning. They were not going to be there. They even announced that July the 22nd was going to be the day that they were going to run their showcase. So they were ballsy enough to say, even before the whole of E3 was announced, no, we're doing this. And they did. And it was roughly just under a 40-minute conference. Now, interestingly enough, there was only 6 things talked about. Some of these I was interested in, personally. Some of these I wasn't. Me and Dave are going to go through this in order. But what I'm going to do first is ask Dave, and anyone in the chat who watched this, because I knew a few people watched this because they dropped me a line on Thursday. What were your overall thoughts about this compared to some of the other stuff with what they announced? Do you think it would have been worthy of E3, considering that there was a lot of shit at E3 this year? Or do you think it was just a bit of a meh, there wasn't much there?
For me, there wasn't a huge amount that I was really that interested in. But yeah, it could have fitted in along with the E3 stuff. It wasn't any different really to any of the big publisher showcases. But I thought it was interesting, in the run-up they had to say what wasn't going to be in it, because a lot of people are obviously hoping we might get a look at was it Jedi Fallen Order 2?
Yeah.
But that's probably still a bit of a ways off. So I had to say that wasn't going to be in there. There's probably a couple of other things I said weren't going to be part of it. Yeah. So what we got in the end was just, for me, just a couple of interesting titles. One that's coming out this year, another one that's probably still a couple of years away, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And then some updates on games that they already deal with. So we're going to work our way through this over the course of just under half an hour. The first thing that they announced, obviously, Codemasters, English software house, known for making loads and loads of games ever since the start of the 80s. A lot of the games they focus on more primarily now, these days, are racing games. Obviously, they're known for the Dirt series. F1, did I get up?
Yeah, F1.
F1. And obviously, another series they announced is the Grid series. And one of the games they announced, which is coming out in 2022, but we haven't got a definitive date, I believe, for this one, is the brand new Grid Legends game. So let's have a look at the trailer on that. We're not rating this, folks. We're not rating it. Oh, no worries, Trini. Hello, Trini. Trini's just asking, and I'll put this up. What is the stream about? So we've just done a load of game reviews, games that came out in the last week. Also, we've done a load of gaming news, but we are now talking about the EA Play live conference that went last Thursday and all the games and updates they announced. And we're going to take you through what was announced at that conference because they were not at E3. So here we go. This is the new racing game, Grid Legends. Have a look at this and let us know in the chat what you think of this.
$160 take 13 coming.
I can just feel right now that there's someone on the grid ready to shake things up. Someone about to push into greatness.
10 teams, dozens of drivers, only one can become champion.
My name is Yume Tanaka. My goal is to become the first woman ever to win the championship.
They know who I am. I'm Nathan McKinney, 5-time Grid Series world champion. Soon to be 6 times. That's a new record.
If it's grid legal, I can build it to win. Touring cars, muscle cars, open wheel, drift.
Best team, best car.
Win by having the money, by having the guts.
So if these idiots can't keep their cars on the track, it's their problem.
You keep pulling up there, that stops. But you're gonna get somebody hurt. Hopefully, it'll be you. Bring it on, baby. That's why we're here.
So there you go, folks. That is Grid Legends, which has got a date for 2022. Yay! It's the beat motherfucker emotes. Love that. So yeah. So I've never played a grid game. I have played other games that Codemasters have done. Hello, Becca. Welcome to the show. Have you played grid? Or ever tried any of the grid games?
I've got a memory. I might have got one of the grid games free with a graphics card or some bit of PC hardware years ago. So I chucked it on for a quick look at, did a couple of races and never went back to it. Not that it was bad, it was a freebie. I wasn't that fussed about. But judging from that one from the trailer, it looks pretty good. I like the look of the the different styles of racing, the different vehicles that are involved. If it's a bit more of the sort of arcadey style of racer, I'd happily play that because I prefer those to the more sim type ones. They're not really for me. It looks like it's going for a story mode, like they've just done in F1, and like they've been doing in a few of the other sports games recently, adding the story mode. I guess not everyone's that interested in just going in and racing. Some people like the drama that comes from the actual races themselves. So probably putting this into bringing a new group of people, new audience.
I mean, it proved that it worked with the new F1 game. Lots of good reviews. People saying that story mode was really, really good and how well it's done. They seem to have taken it a step further because it's not animated. It's actually filmed. It's actually bits of filmed. I've never watched this, but the one actor apparently is from the Netflix show Sex Education. One of the drivers.
You're right there. I haven't seen it, but I'd heard the same thing.
Yeah. So they've taken well-known, or fairly well, people that you might recognise from other shows, let's say. So they've got some decent quality actors and stuff in it. But yeah, people are not sure if I play this or stick with Forza. Trini was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Logical said, I love Cody's, but Dirt 5 was the most joyless racing game I've ever played. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about that one because it wasn't really the rally game people thought they were getting. Grid 2019, however, is one of the best recent races in recent years, but nobody bought it. First Grid was incredible. Second one was shit. This looks insane. There you go. Yes, that dude is from Sex Ed. There you go. Diva, yes, that's absolutely fine. Give me a shout after the show. More than happy to have a chat and help people. So, yeah, I mean, I've never played one, but that's got me intrigued. I'd give it a go. We'd see how it go with that. The next thing that they announced, which literally went live as of yesterday, if any of you are big Apex Legend fans, they announced a big new update, which is Apex Legends Emergence. This is the trailer for that update, which went live yesterday. Here we go.
Change. I see it in everything. I see it in a boy rocked by tragedy. Transform his pain and defy reality. I see it in the warrior who must choose between their new life and the annihilation of their home. I see it in a girl, tortured by revenge, embrace hope when love awakens her heart. I see it in me, A boy born under a bad omen turn his tale into a legend. Change is relentless. But that does not mean it cannot be beautiful. Take comfort. Nothing lasts forever. You must adapt. Surrender. And embrace your true nature. Know that you are not alone. Change comes for us all. But this chaos has purpose. All of us thrown together, so the flame can burn its brightest. Change. Fight it and fall. Accept it and rise above.
There you go. So that is the new update that literally landed yesterday to Apex Legends. Now, I have never played Apex Legends. Not saying that I won't. As you know, I will always try new things. It might happen on one of my streams. It may not. I don't know. Oh, that's some good news, Joker. Just got yourself published into 4 books for the rest of the year.
Fair play. Well done.
Nice. Congratulations. Dave, have you tried Apex? The only thing that appeals to me is I love the Titanfall games. And as Logical Robot says, save Titanfall. Because that was something that people were hoping was going to get announced at this conference. And it didn't. There was no Titanfall 3 announced. But this plays very similar.
We can dream. Now, I did try Apex when it first came out because, it was just one of those surprise launches. So I thought I'd dive in and have a quick look at it. It was okay as far as Battle Royales go. I'm not really into that genre. And I did find myself missing, the wall running mechanics and the Titans. It was missing the things I really enjoyed from Titanfall. So stuffed off Apex, couldn't be bothered with that. I'd still go back to Titanfall 2 for a bit of multiplayer fun every now and again because it's still a decent community in that, decent number of players. It's still a great game. So I'd rather play that than Apex, but I know it's pretty popular, isn't it? A lot of people.
Yeah, it's they recently had to. I think Discord mentioned this to me. They literally had to suck off some of the servers because there've been so many hacks and issues.
Yeah, on the PC side for the original Titanfall games, they keep getting these DDoS attacks that knock them out. So there was someone who did something to mess up Apex a bit, to put a hashtag in there to try and get Respawn to pay some attention to Titanfall PC and try and sort out these issues.
But they don't seem to be, Titanfall's quite an old game now as well. But
it all comes down to money, isn't it? EA probably don't want to spend the money on, on fixing the issue.
Yeah, on something that's not actually probably earning them any money.
No, they're making shitloads of
Apex, of course, with the microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go. So anyway, there's a new, if you weren't aware, if you're a big Apex fan, you would have known there was a brand new big update that came out yesterday. But if you didn't, there you go. That was for you. However, a new game that was announced, which comes out, as you said, there was one game that was announced that was for this year. This looks interesting to me. I don't know whether I like this or not. But this is a game that was announced, which is coming out on September the 10th. and is called Lost in Random. Let's check out the announcement trailer for this.
Once upon a time, there were two devoted sisters named Even and Odd. Cruelly separated by an evil queen and the roll of a dice.
Oh, I'm coming!
Together with this little fella, Even was determined to rescue her beloved sister.
Come on, Dicey!
In this strange and fascinating world of random, adventure and combat go hand in hand. And many peculiar characters await. Some will help. Do you mean this one? And some won't.
That's against the rules. Oh, sure. A little girl with a dice.
Those coins can be traded for cards.
Cards! I got cards here, the greatest cards in the land.
Ooh, cards contain new attacks, abilities, and more. All of which come in handy during dice battle.
Ready, Dicey?
Even uses her slingshot to attack deadly foes. This can knock off energy cubes used to feed her strange companion Dicey. And once fully charged, Even can roll Dicey and freeze time itself. Let's see how she uses it. Oh, impressive. Well done, Even. Nice. Ooh, that was a good one. Even's quest will take her across all 6 realms of random. Even must roll the dice and play the odds. But just a chance at saving her sister.
Random rules. Long may she reign.
Dicey, wait!
My child, you're safe now.
There you go, folks. Lost in Random, which is coming out in September, 10th of September. Yeah, I quite like this. Again, turn-based combat games. I love some. There's some I don't. There's an element of using cards and the dice and that, but it's doing more than that because there's platform adventure bits and puzzle bits. So it looks like there's a lot more to this. And as Ancient Shadow just said, very much Tim Burton vibes.
I was thinking the same thing, actually, like the was it Nightmare Before Christmas film? Makes you think of that style.
It's got that. I like the look of this. I just don't know whether it's something that I would immediately want to play. It might be something that I would get around to playing a few years down the line. I don't know. I'm guessing we would find out when we find out more over the next couple of weeks whether my opinion changes. Obviously, if we end up reviewing this on the show literally in 2 months' time, my opinion might have changed to this. So we'll see how it goes. It comes out just in time for your birthday. Is this something you would want to play, Lulu? Let us know. Vinny, thank you for popping in as well. Hello. I'll just say that. Good to see you. Oh, yes, Alice and Madness. I remember that game. Yes, definitely. Lulu's like, definitely want to play this. Dave, your thoughts on this?
It looks interesting. It's quite nice to see EA are still doing some of these, more normal type games that hopefully isn't full of microtransactions, leaving out the big franchise and still doing some decent little games. It looks like it's got some interesting gameplay mechanics to it, like charging the dice up during the fight, so you can then pick, I guess it looks like a number of special moves to use.
Yeah.
So, I like the look of the world as well, and that sort of art style animation looks really cool. So I'd like to see more of it. I couldn't tell you whether I really want to play it at the moment. I'd need to see more, especially see how the combat works in it. See if it does appeal to me.
Lulu's just put when her birthday, so if anyone wants to buy Lulu a present or send a card, there's a hint in the chat. I won't put it up on screen. But there you go. Since when is my room so bright? Oh, I could have put it back. I can do that. There you go. It just means I turn green for the camera, the new camera. For some reason, I'm always turning green. I don't know. But there you go. New camera. 12 for 7 right, memorised. I bet you have, Ancient. Bet you have. Get up there, that birthday date. Yeah, we'll see how this progresses. We'll see if we find out more. But this to me was probably the second most interesting thing that they showed. A thing that wasn't that interesting, but I was still happy to see because we've streamed it on this channel. And I know it's my fault that a lot of people have not stopped playing this now. This is Knockout City. Now, I think this is a great game. It's great fun. They announced for the end of this month the new update that's coming with a brand new ball in it and a brand new map. So let's check out the new Knockout City Season 2. I definitely will be playing this. I can tell you that. I know there's quite a few people in this community who will as well. The Hulk, or as I call it, the Sulk. Here we go. Here's the trailer for the new Knockout City Season 2.
In a world of chaos, where mayhem rules the streets, is anyone strong enough to stop the unstoppable? A world where one hero rises to meet instant regret. A world where lovers chase their passions and feel the burn. A world where terror lurks high above. Where warriors fight for dodge brawl supremacy. And teensy tiny brawlers battle it out in a child's bedroom? This season, bring your moves to the movies. Coming July 20. Oh man, that voice is murder on the pipes. The Hollywood Drive-In opens July 27th. We'll see you at the movies. It's showtime.
There you go. So that went live today, ladies and gents. I like this game. I enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect. We did it as a stream. It's great fun. I've played it outside of streaming, and it's rare that I play games outside of streaming now because I'm always streaming. It's great fun. So they've added, as you say, new customization stuff, a new map, which is quite cool, which changes because you're like at the movies. So you got everything from a Western, a kids film, medieval, etc. It looks great. And a new ball, the soda ball, which is going to cause more hassle to a lot of people there. Ancient says, I'm yet to play this. Logic says they really are pushing to make this game a thing. I think it's doing well. It's being very well received. Logic Rider said, it's okay. I like it. 22nd August, we do community stream with that. I don't know. We haven't agreed that, but maybe we do. We'll see. Looks fucking wicked. More balls. I love balls. There you go. Read into that what you will. Maybe buy a ball for Lulu for her birthday. I don't know. There you go. But yeah, that is out today. It is free to play up to, I think once you get to level rank 25, then you actually do have to pay for the game. But it's only 14 quid. Actually, all right. So if you enjoy it, if you don't enjoy it by level 25, you won't have lost anything. So that's the way I see it. But I enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to playing some of those maps. As Discord says, we will be streaming it. I don't know if that's going to be the exact date. We're looking at dates at the moment. But there will be a stream of that during August. So there you go. Obviously, the thing that we did expect to see was more Battlefield 2042 news. And Dave, you said you quite enjoyed watching this before we played the trailer. This was a fairly big announcement of a big multiplayer mode that they've added, isn't it? Which they've called Portal.
Yeah, that's right. It allows you to make custom maps using various assets from various games in the Battlefield franchise. So if you were waiting for Bad Company 3, you could build that in there out of assets.
Yeah. I like the fact that they mentioned they've dropped other games in there. Especially the egg shape. Oh dear, jokes with balls now. We started the ball jokes. Well, we're going to play you the trailer. This is for the Portal mode, which is dropping when Battlefield 2042 lands later this year. Have a look at this. See what you think. Here we go.
That's the sound of the going bang bang.
There you go, folks. So that is the new mode that's coming to Battlefield 2042, which is called Portal. Now, just to explain, because Vinny's going, I don't get it. Why is there like modern guys? And basically, the idea is this is a mode where you can create anything you want. You can take characters, vehicles, weapons from previous Battlefield games, as we said, and Bad Company games, and basically just create a custom match, which is absolute chaos. Now, Logical has said Portal is the mode we never knew we wanted. And I think this is going to be something really cool.
It looks like a good idea because quite often when these games come out, you get, X number of maps at launch.
Yes.
You can quite quickly get a bit fed up of them. And there's always a big wait till the next ones come out. So at least with this, there's a whole extra mode there where people can just like remix the maps, put different characters in from different games, make custom game modes. When I saw it, it made me think of the Forge mode from the Halo games, because that let you do the same. That let you remix the maps. That's where a lot of the custom game modes came from that we've got in there now. So it's Battlefield's version of that, I'd say. It looks like it'd be a cool addition.
I think it will. I think it'll be a great addition. Also, they brought back some very iconic maps as well. They announced that again at the conference. Like everyone's saying this. Since when can I watch your show without too much lag? The future is now. Not only that, I can bring up the comments in the chat while we're playing the video, mate. I brought a brand new PC because my as you know, last week's show, the phrase that's been coined and is going to be made into a t-shirt is "Where is the lag, Mag?" It's I've got a whole new streaming PC set up, everything. So bye bye MacBook. MacBook has gone far away, unfortunately. But there you go, whole new streaming PC setup, which wasn't cheap, but at least it makes everything work and it looks pretty fantastic. Lagmag, who dat? I know exactly now. Who dat? Lagmag? But yeah, I'm very excited for this. I'm already excited for this game. I do enjoy the Battlefield games. compared to Call of Duty, which I'll be honest, I don't really play. So this mode was like, yeah, cool, bring it. I think this will make some very interesting streams when we do play it. It'll be very funny. I think it'll be very funny indeed. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So that brings us on to the final thing that was announced. Now, there was rumors that this was going to happen. Again, I don't know how I feel about this. We will discuss this. But we are going to play you the trailer for possibly what I thought was the most interesting thing of this conference. But this is the remake of Dead Space, which they are launching. We have not got a date for this yet, but here we go with the trailer. So there you go. Dead Space remake, ladies and gents. It is a thing. Now, one thing they have confirmed, it is only going to be on next generation. So if you've got PS4, Xbox One, you are not getting it. It is only on PS5, PC, and Series X and S. I think the big question is, I actually streamed the first one a couple of months ago. I'd never played any of them. I know they vary in differences. Just like Logic says, no game scared the living fuck out of me like this did. It made me jump a lot. I have had other games that have made me jump more, but this was pretty damn good. Now, everyone's saying this is looking amazing. Question is, do we need an actual remake? Did we want a new Dead Space game rather than, considering how poorly received number 3 was, which actually, before I let Dave say anything, is they have also confirmed there will be no microtransactions like the third game. So those are the two things we do know. Dave, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think I would have preferred a proper follow-on of the story instead of a remake of the first one, because the first one is such a good game. I don't know if it really does need remaking. I could appreciate with the jump in technology up to the modern PCs, the new Series X, Series consoles, PS5. They can do the graphics, the lighting, stuff like that shitloads better. It will look absolutely fantastic. But will it really be that much of an improvement to the game? And will they try and change other things and end up spoiling it? That's always the risk when you do these things. You can imagine there'll definitely be a lot of people in the one camp saying, "Oh, you've changed too much and you've absolutely wrecked it."
Yeah,
we'll have to wait and see. But I have read that they've been talking about bringing cut features back that they couldn't do in the original game, either for lack of time to implement them or just technical limitations of the hardware back when they originally made it. So whether any of that stuff's going to be good, I'm just going to have to wait and see. But I guess I'm going to be waiting a couple of years to see anything proper from that game.
Yeah, I know what happened, and as Logical brought up, this is probably testing the waters, because after as you said, the miserable reception of number 3, I remember 3 getting trashed.
Oh, it did. They put co-op in that no one asked for, microtransactions no one asked for.
Yeah.
It turned into too much of an action game. Like the same way the Resident Evils went too action focused. 3 went far too action focused.
Yeah. That's the thing. If they can make this right, then it deserves a number 4. But I guess they didn't have the balls to go, let's do a 4 and let's make it right. But we'll see. I would play this because I think it's going to look fantastic. It will probably scare the shit out of me even more so if it's all next gen graphics and stuff. I just don't think that we actually need it, though, unfortunately.
No, I'm with you there.
Which is a shame, but no doubt I will try it and we'll play it. But it's just one of those that I'm not that fussed about. But I know a lot of people were like really gearing for this. So let us know, folks, in the chat. Are you excited for a Dead Space remake? Oh, no. And she says, I missed the last one. I had to reset the internet. Damn. Okay. Well, you can look it up on YouTube. It is the Dead Space remake. They are remaking the first Dead Space game for next gen only. Yes. So there you go. But that's it. And that was the conference overall. So only really 6 things that they talked about in 40 minutes. I felt that it was quite a pacey. They didn't drag on anything too long. It was like it was all given. Everything was given equal measure. But as you say, no real big things that we were really hoping for in there. Just more sort of updates and stuff that we know. So again, as you said, probably would have fitted in with E3 quite well because a lot of the E3 things were a lot worse than that, I think.
Oh, those terrible ones.
Yeah. But there you go. Folks, that is it. More of the same, probably. I know. There you go. Couple of announcements before we wind up the show. I actually haven't got a funny clip this week. I couldn't find anything decent enough to end the show with. This is the first time. Epic fail. Not only do we not have a guest, we don't have a funny clip to end the show with. So I'll try and make it up next week, maybe with 2 clips if I find 2 clips. But there you go. A couple of things. As I said, tomorrow night, our brand new show, Zenkai and Mag Go to the Movies. We are doing a film show. It'll be once a month, normally the last Wednesday of the month, adding to, obviously, the TNGC that we do every Tuesday and the snack tasting stream that we do once a month as well. This is a new show that was asked for by you, so we are doing it. And Zenkai and me are reviewing. If I can get it, I will do that. Let me see if I can do that. I will do that. Just a shout out. Good idea, Discord. I will try and do that. In fact, did I even load it into here? No, I did not. I will find a way of doing that in a minute. So basically, we are going to be reviewing all the new films. Most of the new films that come out in July. I need to stop saying all because there's too many. But we're covering everything from Fast 9 that came out at the start of the month, all the way up to Old and the new Purge movie that came out last weekend. Suicide Squad and stuff will be in next month's show because it comes out after. But even things that have been new films that have come out on Amazon and also things like the 3 Fear Street films that came on Netflix, we are doing that as of tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Check out that new show. Also, my new stream summary is out. So my next stream, get this, is at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Oh, my God. And why are you saying 10 o'clock in the morning? Black Widow, definitely. We are reviewing Snake Eyes. We will probably save that till next month's show. But we are reviewing Black Widow as well. Yes, we are doing that. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I am playing Psychonauts. I actually saw someone else streaming this a couple of nights ago. It is one of the Game Pass quests as well. And I thought, might as well. But I'm having all the new broadband put in the studio to even stop even more lag from being possible. I'm basically covering all bases, new gaming, streaming PC, and new hardwired line being put in. But I'm doing that at 10 o'clock in the morning because from midday, half midday, I will not be able to stream because there's going to be engineers here fitting stuff in the studio. So that's why. But we will be back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock with that new talk show with Zenkai and me. We'll be back with another TNGC next week, 9 o'clock Tuesday, where our guest is going to be the one and only Diva Wolf. There she is. And she was saying, God, why so early? I know. I didn't want to do it at 10 o'clock in the morning, but otherwise I won't get the stream fitted in. So there you go. It's like, with me! Toxic Cat, hello. Welcome. Thank you for just joining us. Unfortunately, we are just wrapping up the show. But there you go. Yes, we get to see Diva's face. If you haven't already, big reveal for this channel. I know some people have seen it. Is it even a mag show if it's not pixelated and lag? No, I have my standards, and unfortunately, we're moving away from the pixelated and laggy shows now with the all new setup that I have. Yes, the Psychonaut stream is 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I must be fucking out of my mind.
You could have to make it a drunk stream as well. Just start really early.
Fucking hell. Can you imagine that? And I get to the thing with Zenkai. Black Widow! It's a film! And that's it. Gone. Gone. Never seen again. Yeah, oh no. Also, I still need to get the 400 followers stream done, but the weather's gone to shit here. It will happen. I will do the piss take hot tub stream, which is a mixture of a just chatting stream and something else, which I'm not even going to go into. That will happen at some point. But what will come before that is probably the 500 followers stream, because it's been less than a month and I'm at 492 followers. So I've nearly done 100 followers in a month. We will do a special Jackbox stream with 50 prizes to give away. I gave away 25 prizes back in May for my 300 follower stream. I'm giving away 50 prizes. This includes vouchers, games, merch, and a whole heap of other shit that I'm giving away. And I can tell you that I've even got brand new copies that I'm giving away of Chivalry 2 and Hitman 3 for the PC. Plus there are other games and vouchers. And for some of you streamers, I'm giving you the option of either giving you gaming vouchers for PlayStation, Xbox, or Amazon, or I can give you subs or bits instead, whatever you would prefer for those that are fellow streamers. So there you go. 50 prizes I'm giving away, and I'm 8 followers away. And we will be playing Jackbox as well. So there you go. That is what I announced, what I said I'm going to do, and I'm sticking with that. But it's more likely that that stream will happen before the hot piss take hot tub stream, because it's summer and it's pissing down with rain. Then again, I might just do it. I am fucking going all out, big time. I'm doing it. There you go. So there you go, folks. To try and end the show with, I'm going to see if I can do this. I wonder if I can share a video file. Now, I'm going to give my new co-host, Zenkai, a big shout out here. God help me if I've got this. I really hope I do. I don't know if I have. I think this is it. I really hope this is it. You watch me play the wrong video now. Fingers crossed. Yes, it is. Perfect. Ladies and gents, if you've not seen this, this is going out. Can I get a shout out for Zenkai? He's my new co-host. He put together this trailer. This new montage is now used at the start of all my gaming streams. If you've not seen it, you need to see this out. I want to give a big shout out to Zenkai who made this. Let's make sure the volume's up for one. Enjoy this one. This is my new montage that I start my shows with. Here we go. This is what we'll end our show with. Why not?
Yes! No! Shit!
Right? How cool is that? How cool is that? Cool. Bless him. He made that off his own back and just like, here, do you want this? And I was like, that is awesome. And I absolutely love it. And Zenkai, thank you so much if you're watching now. I have been using that in every stream since I got the new PC. Obviously, it doesn't start the talk shows and other stuff because that's not appropriate. We'll have different intros. But that is the start of every gaming show from now on. So there you go. And yes, that last one where I'm screaming my head off was the drunken stream where everybody kept swearing. And we started with a channel point thing. If you haven't seen this, go back and watch this on catch up. Someone redeemed the no swearing for 10 minutes, but included the whole Sea of Thieves crew. Every time we swore, it added a minute. It got to the point where we were at 1 hour and 10 minutes where we were not supposed to swear. And that was my reaction at the end. Yeah, I know. Oh, for fuck's sake. Indeed. So there you go, folks. That's it from us. Thank you to everyone who's been here. I want to say thank you to Tony Baloney for the follow, Logical Robot, Scruffy Monkey for the follow, Discord for the bits, Diva for the raid. Thank you, Diva. Greatly appreciated. To my co-host who knows the most, Mr. David Jones, as always.
Always a pleasure, mate.
And thank you to everyone in his chat. We will be back with another TNGC at 9 o'clock next week. And I am back with a very early stream. Don't know why. At 10 a.m. tomorrow for Psychonauts. Take care and we'll see you soon. In fact, you know what? Should we do a raid? I think we should do a raid. We've never done a raid and we've got a nice little audience. I'm going to do this.
Go for it.
Let's do this. I'm going to raid someone. Do you know what? And I'm going to go for, because he followed today, I'm going to give him Tony Baloney. I thought he's playing Fortnite. We're going to raid Tony Baloney. I think that's only fair. So let's make this happen. We'll do the raid. I've never done a raid on a talk show, so we're gonna make this happen. So, gonna get that going. It might be a new thing. We might start doing it. We get fairly large audiences for this show, and I think it's only fair that we should start doing raids. So we might do this more often. There you go. Enjoy Tony Baloney. All of you are going to raid over, which is absolutely fantastic. So we'll play our end credits and say goodnight. Take care wherever you are in the world. Have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and we shall see you very soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye.